It began as one man's journey, it became everybody's music, and now it is Broadway's musical. Motown The Musical is here at the Orpheum Theater in Memphis, Tennessee. It is the true story of American dreams, Berry Gordy's journey from featherweight boxer to the heavyweight music mogul, who launched the careers of Smokey Robinson, Diana Ross, The Temptations, just to name a few. Motown broke down color barriers and brought all of us together, and it exposed the world to the Motown sound. Dancing is what three of the cast members of Motown The Musical shared with the students of Stax Academy here in Memphis. Cast members Chadae Nicole.
Okay, I play Anna Gordy. She's one of Berry Gordy's sisters in Motown The Musical, and also she's responsible for introducing him to Marvin Gaye because she was married to him at some point.
Okay, how interesting is it to come out and do these workshops and interact with these kids?
Oh my goodness, I love it personally. We all love it. It's always exciting for us to give back to the community, but also to get immersed in the area that we're visiting. We're touring, so we hit a lot of different cities. So anytime that we can get out and have an up close and personal experience with the Oh my gosh. It's so important. It's so important. I have been dancing since I was 3 years old, but I've been teaching the arts in the community since I was 14. And that was one of the things that kept me involved. It kept me off the street, and it definitely kept me driven and focused when I was young. And I am a firm believer that the more involved that you have kids in the arts, the more that you push them and encourage them to find the things that they love, especially whether they be in the arts, is a way to keep the arts alive, but also to keep them focused and involved.
Anissa Felix is the female swing.
How hard is it to be a swing and musical like this?
It's a very challenging responsibility. I have to learn every character's music, blocking, which is where they stand on stage, and choreography and dialogue. So, and sometimes I can be put on last minute. I can be put on 15 minutes into the show. So it depends on which track I'm going in for. Some tracks are more dance heavy, which plays a little more to my strengths. Some tracks are a little more feature heavy, which could be more of a challenge for me. So it depends on when I'm called in for.
How do you train for that mentally, spiritually, physically? Because you have to be up and ready for anything, no matter what happens. Someone could call out sick or anything.
So I approach it from a very academic perspective. I create lots of charts, lots of matrices, lots of mnemonic devices to remember dialogue and different aspects of each role. So to me, I have binders and binders of notes that I work from, and I'm always constantly watching. I have to be present at all times while I'm on stage, and it's just staying focused and keeping my mind in one track while I'm in one character every night.
Perfect. Is there anything else you'd like to add about this? Talking to all these kids out here today?
Oh, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I think a lot of people forget that Motown is part of the new American canon. These are songs that I think everybody grew up with. Everyone kind of knows Mozart and Bach, but everyone kind of knows the Temptations and the Supremes. And I think that this new generation, this is the music that speaks to our generation as well. And I think young people don't get enough credit for the type of arts that we absorb. And I think especially songs like What's Going On and what's going on in our world right now, a lot of the music is becoming relevant again. And the lyrics are becoming relevant again. And I think it's really worth young people giving a listen to.
Thank you so much.
Jarvis Manning Jr. plays Eddie Holland, part of the writing duo Holland, Dozer, Holland.
Okay, I thought it was really unique. You talked about how you tried all these different careers and then ultimately...
When I grew up in the rural South, so like theater was never like a given thing to me. So I started doing marching band and running track my whole life. And then I decided I was going to be a lawyer. And then my senior year, I was like, no, I want to start performing. Like I was singing in school, I was doing classical voice through my high school career at the High School for Performing and Visual Arts. Beyonce went there. I was doing it at the time. But we, like that was never my focus. And all of a sudden, like I got the need and want to be on stage. So I started to go towards stage. My parents were against it at first, but now they're kind of big time, especially now with the Motown. So now they're like, yeah, we winning now. But
it's the life journey is always that of a funny thing because you never know what's going to happen. You never know where you're going. But once you find that focus and you find where you want to go, your heart and your passion draws you to that. And I say your calling, which is what I learned in my faith. So my calling and my destiny is where I've actually ended up, which is theater.
How important is that for people who are youth or older in age to pursue their passion in life, their calling? A lot of times people don't do it because they think they won't make money or they're not good enough.
Of course. I say go after whatever you have in your heart. People are not taught to dream anymore, and I feel that when you have a dream, you just take that action and go towards it. You can't just have a dream and make it a goals list. You have to actually have dreams and push forward and drive and go towards the dreams.
And specifically, what about black belts and performances?
The thing is, we have so much power there, and there's so much passion because of the history of the African American male. So I feel if we find that niche or we find that thing that we connect to, is always going to be a powerful experience. So I say find that thing that you're passionate about and stay positive, stay focused, and I guarantee success. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Go ahead.
Hi, how you doing?
Fine, how you doing?
I'm MaryAnn Washington from Black Women by Media TV.
Yes, ma'am.
The song My Guy is a song that broke color barriers and introduced the world to Motown and the Motown sound.
Nice.
How do you describe the Motown sound?
The Motown sound, like the Motown sound compared to other music, Motown had that sweet spot. Like we always had that sweet spot. It always had that nice tune, and I think that's why people of all races were able to listen to us and not kind of like be jarred by the sound. We always had that smoothness, that silkiness to the Motown sound. Yeah.
Smokey Robinson, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson just are some of the few artists that was discovered by Motown. What would you think would have happened if Motown wasn't around? Do you think those artists would have had the opportunity to be discovered?
I don't, and I would say I don't feel like they would have because they all came from the same projects in that same area of Detroit. Yeah. However, it's so important that they were found because they not only changed music, they changed history. So I feel like that was very important what Mr. Gordy did and the idea and the goal that he had. Like I said earlier, he had that goal and he had that dream and he felt like he had to go towards it and he went towards it and he stayed focused and driven and now we got Motown. Yeah.
I'm here today with Mr. Justin Merrik, who is the artistic director of the Stax Music Academy. Hello, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you for coming.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, a pleasure to be here.
Could you tell us what is the Stax Music Academy all about, and how long has it been in existence?
So actually, this is the 15-year anniversary of the Stax Music Academy, and initially it started off as a safe space for the community to learn through the lens of music about the Stax legacy and how that legacy has impacted the world. Yes, what it has transformed and evolved into is a space of learning for music education and academics as well. We have a charter school that's during the day, and the Stax Music Academy acts as an after-school program where students learn in jazz ensembles, they learn in premier percussion ensembles, they learn in rhythm section, street corner harmonies, vocal jazz, and it's really turned into an institution of higher learning for music education. And it's honestly, it's not because of the work that I'm doing. It's because of the work that our staff does on the day-to-day with the students, and the talent that Memphis offers is incredible.
Could you tell us how important was that you think bringing Motown the Musical here, allowing the children to learn the history of Motown and how it would evolve into a learning experience for them in the future?
So every day, we teach the students that it's a journey and them better understanding how they're genetically connected to the music industry. Mm-hmm. What that means is really how Memphis has made an impact on the world, but then how they're connected to what that streamline of musicianship is. Bringing a group like Motown, right, and Motown the Musical, and what we call Northern Soul versus Stax Southern Soul is a mirror reflection, an image as to how, once again, not only have people that are local to Memphis, but people that are global around the world have been impacted, but also how blacks have made a difference as well. And that's really important for the students to understand. We serve an underserved population, majorly black, and I consider it a privilege and honor that we have this space where we can learn about identity and better understand who we are as a people through the lens of music. And that's just a special and even spiritual space to be in.
Yes, sir. Well, could you tell us, to our audience, about your personal experience with music? How has music affected your life? Because I can see the passion in your voice.
I grew up on Motown and Stax. Now, the crazy thing is, I did not know Stax as the name Stax. I knew it through Johnny Taylor, Isaac Hayes, Otis Redding, right? But then you start to create that juxtaposition of an Isaac Hayes to a Barry White, or a Otis Redding to a Donny Hathaway or a Marvin Gaye, and how they were all on the road, or Diana Ross to a Carla Thomas, and how they were all on the road with each other at varying places. But that's really the inner story. It's about community. And so what brought me here, I think, is my passion for sociology and wanting to make a difference in serving nonprofits. My background is in classical music, but I grew up, in the church and then on soul music. And so this place, Soulsville, acts as a place that's a medium of all of those different crossroads. But more importantly, where I get really excited is the political, how Stax repertoire, like the staple singers, I'll Take You There, and On the Road, it embodies a political movement as well. And so the students are learning how to become productive citizens. And that, for me, there's no other place like it in the world. There isn't. And so Motown doesn't have that space. And you hear, and the music just pours out. It's like sacred grounds. It just pours out. And so
I know you can go on and talk about the music. Thank you so much, Mr. Merrik, for your passion and your dedication and your commitment to this academy and to the students in the future of Memphis and the future of the world. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Black Butterfly Media TV. We had such a wonderful, amazing time with Motown the Musical, the cast of Motown the Musical. If you have enjoyed what you just seen on our channel, please, we like for you to share the program, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. You do not want to miss what's being dropped by Black Butterfly Media TV. My name is MaryAnn Washington. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.